Good morning, everyone. For those in the southern hemisphere, good afternoon, evening to everybody in the northern hemisphere. Hope everybody's having an amazing day today. Wednesday, where I am in New Zealand, about to head off to the Gold Coast this evening. Awesome. Hey, Kate, how you doing? So, my name's Reese Morgan. I am an international body transformation coach. I also am the international sales manager of an online coaching company, which covers lifestyle coaching, wealth coaching, fitness business coaching. I'm the head business coach at Quantum Fitness Marketing, and I am the founder and director of a charity, Spiral Up Foundation. The list is long, but 3 years ago, I was a shit kicker forklifter. I just used to drive around on a forklift and lift up pipes onto trucks, right? Hey, Suze, Randy, Andrea, Jonathan, good to see you. Stefan, bro, good to see you again. So today's about taking responsibility for your fucking life. And stop acting like a victim and actually start to own your problems rather than blaming them on other people or blaming them on external circumstances. Now, this one ties in a lot with a lot of the videos that I've done beforehand. So if you're watching me on Facebook, let me know when you're coming in from. If you're watching on Facebook, where are you watching from? Is it New Zealand, Australia, UK, Greece, Ireland? You know, I know I've got a lot of people from all over the world. So today is about owning your life. This whole series is about happiness and success creation, right? And so many techniques go into being able to create success in your life. If you're missing any one of them, it becomes quite hard to achieve what you want to achieve and get out of life what you want to get out of life. So if you are watching my YouTube, you've probably watched all the other videos beforehand, and then you probably have a good concept of all the techniques that go together to create something like this. If you're watching on Facebook Live, that's cool. I'm sure you can get a lot out of today anyway. So today is about taking responsibility for your life, the actions that you make, the decisions that you have, the feelings that you have, basically everything in your life. Because ultimately, it's your life and nobody else's. So really, you're the only one that has the ability and the responsibility. Okay, so responsibility obviously means the ability to respond. Yeah, and we are given the ability to respond however the hell we want. Hey, Andy, Terry, Chris, my boy, good to see you, bro. Hope married life's treating you well, brother. So we have the responsibility over our own life, the ability to respond however we want to every single circumstance and experience that we currently have. If you blame something else apart from yourself, you are taking on a victim mindset. Thank you for the hearts, Kate and Kev. Right? If you blame something else other than yourself for what's happening to you, you give away your power. You give away your ability to take control of that situation and own it. Oh, it's not my fault. Old so-and-so did this and da-da-da-da-da. When you blame so-and-so for what happens to you or how you reacted or the outcome in your life, you completely throw away all your power to analyze that situation and to do something about it. If it's somebody else's fault, then you have to try and change them rather than yourself. And do you think it's easier to change yourself or to change somebody else? Yourself, right? It's so much easier. So, hey, Matthew, good to see you. Caitlin, Nick. So, today is about starting to learn how to control your thoughts and emotions and take 100% responsibility for everything that happens to you in life, and then start to put a plan in place to make sure that those things don't happen to you anymore. Or if they're good things happening to you, put a plan in place to make sure that they get even better and you have more good things happen to you. Okay, so for example, if somebody crashes into me on the road, okay, in my car, I don't even own a car anymore. I sold it to go 100% online. But for example, if somebody crashes into me in my car on the road, okay, and it's completely their fault, they crash into the back of me, they're on their phone, whatever, cool. And sure, it's very easy to blame that person, isn't it? But if you weren't there, would they have crashed into the back of you? Right? So you are, in your life, you are 50% of all things that happen to you, no matter what. Because if they're happening to you, then you are 50% of the problem or experience or circumstance. So you must have to take some responsibility for that. Now, if I don't take responsibility for that person crashing into me from behind, they smash into me, all right? They completely smash up the end of my car, and I just fucking go nuts, and I'm just blaming them, da-da-da-da-da. Well, first of all, if I blame them, I'm going to get angry. If I blame them, I'm going to let emotions overtake me, and I'm going to lose my inner calm and state, first and foremost, right? Which, as an entrepreneur and as somebody who loves to change lives and add value, I can't afford to be upset, sad, angry, because if I am, it's a disservice to everybody else out there, because I'm then not in the prime state to help people, right? And this goes for general pop as well. You know, if you're angry, you're not in the prime state to help yourself. So first and foremost, taking 100% responsibility allows you to sort of emotionally detach. You know, if you saw my last video, it was about emotional detachment. It allows you to emotionally detach from circumstances, because if it's your responsibility and your fault, then you can't place the blame on anybody else. And if it's up to you, then you can't get angry at anybody else. And it creates an inner calm of, okay, it's up to me to resolve this problem. It's up to me to find the solution. When you blame others, you give away that thought process. If it's somebody else's fault, then you can never go out and find the solution to that problem, because you don't think that it's you. You keep fucking blaming other people and other external circumstances for what's happening to you. You can't go through life happy. You can't go through life developing and growing like that. So this person crashes into the back of me, smashes the end of my car in, and I take responsibility. Cool, okay, I was here. Oops, shit, you know, maybe I could have parked further forward at the intersection. Or maybe if I just wasn't there, that wouldn't have happened. So, okay, it's my responsibility. First and foremost, I don't get angry at the person. So, okay, cool, mate. No, look, it's fine. Look, I know shit happens. You know, we both responsible. Cool, give me your insurance information and we'll get this resolved automatically. Problem solved. No negative energy. And then what's the lesson? What's the lesson from that? Okay, did I have my brake lights on? No, I just had it sitting in neutral. Oh, maybe if I put my brake lights on, it'll make more of an impact on somebody pulling up to me. Oh, cool. Awesome. I've now put a solution in place. Maybe not a complete solution for getting smashed into the back, but it's a plan in place to make sure that there is another system there that can either resolve the problem or diminish it, right? So let's use an example for my business owners watching me, okay? Because we'll be sending a lot of you to this YouTube series. Let's say a client doesn't sign up, right? And they don't sign up because they say that they don't have enough money, okay? Is that my fault or their fault? Or responsibility? I don't like to use the word fault, to be honest. Is it my responsibility or their responsibility to find the money for them to sign up? Well, whose responsibility is it ultimately for me to help that person? It's my responsibility to help them find within them the feeling and the thoughts and actions that they want to take the action to be my client. So if they tell me that they don't have enough money, I can easily blame them and say, oh, fucking nobody has enough money to sign up. Nobody has enough money to pay me for my services. And if I do that, who am I helping? Not me, not them. I'm just complaining about shit that doesn't matter, because if I place the blame on somebody else, I now have no power over the situation. However, if I take responsibility, okay, how is it 100% my responsibility that this person told me that they didn't have the money to sign up? Well, they probably do have the money, but I wasn't able to communicate my value and worth to this person. Okay, cool. So it's my responsibility to be able to communicate my value and worth to people so that they will pay me for my services so that I can change their life. Okay, what system do I need to put in place to make sure that I communicate more value and worth to my prospect in the sales consult so that they can see that and so that they are willing to part with their money for my services so that I can change their life? Okay, cool. I can probably do this and this and this. Okay, I could probably say this better. I could probably be a bit more energetic in the consultation process. I could probably show them a little bit more and be more giving to them and add more value to them. Taking 100% responsibility just allowed me to analyze what I'm doing wrong in my life. What I'm not doing as well as I should be in my life, and exponentially grow it. Because now automatically, by taking responsibility, I have been able to analyze the situation, find the lesson, and put a plan in place going forward so that that issue doesn't ever affect me ever again. Okay, so that's how you take responsibility. Now, it's not easy. Hey Val, hey Michael, hey Neha, how you doing? It's not easy to just start being able to take responsibility for everything that you do and everything that happens to you, because it's very easy to see, the way we've been brought up and conditioned, that it is somebody else's fault, and it's very, very easy and it's a lot easier to blame somebody else, isn't it? It's a lot easier to not take that responsibility for yourself. And taking that responsibility for yourself is sort of like a self-awareness thing as well. If you've not been taught to take responsibility for everything that's happening to you, then it's a very hard process to start. But you start with small things. Yeah, start with a little problem in your life right now that's happening to you that you don't want to happen anymore. And instead of blaming it on taxes, the government, politicians, the weather, your car, the roads, the traffic, your boss, your employees, your job, the amount you get paid, instead of blaming it on all of this other shit that really doesn't matter, because all that shit is external to you, and the only thing that actually matters is what's going on up here. I want you to start thinking, how is everything that happens to me 100% my responsibility? That's the first thought process you need to start with. And once again, if you've watched my previous videos, it goes into your morning ritual. And if you're not doing a morning ritual by now on video fucking 7, go back and watch that shit again, because that's one of the most important ones of this whole series. The morning ritual is where we combine all of these techniques in the morning, and we start to use our language to make sure all of these techniques get used throughout the day, so that we can start reprogramming our subconscious, we can start reprogramming our brain, reprogramming our life. Okay, so in your morning ritual, I take 100% responsibility for everything that happens to me. I take action to find how it is my responsibility in each situation of my life, so that I can put a plan in place to make sure that I remove things that I don't want and I expand things that I do want. This taking 100% responsibility doesn't just work for removing problems, it also works for expanding and growing the things that you do want. Cool, let's say you're in a relationship and it's going really well. How is it my responsibility to make this relationship the best fucking thing that could ever happen to her or me? Or him and me, right? Okay, so if you take responsibility for that, you start to analyze the situation, you start to put a plan in place. Because if it's you, if it's all you and 100% you, and you have the fucking power to change it, then you can go and do that. If you've analyzed that and become self-aware like that, you can go and do that, and you can make that happen, because you have a new outlook on life. You have the new outlook of, it's up to me, and I'm going to go and make the change and make sure that my life goes exactly as I want to. So start in the morning with, I take responsibility for everything that happens to me. And my guys, my business owners who are watching me right now, my business coaching clients, go and do this, because if you're blaming other people for what's happening to you, if you don't get a sale and you blame them, well, there's no growth there. And if there's no growth, there's no growth. If somebody doesn't show up to a consult and you blame them, who's that helping? Not you, is it? So take responsibility for everything that happens to you in your business. Take 100% responsibility for everything that happens to you in your life. Because this will allow you to analyze and find the problems and put a plan in place to make sure that they don't happen again. It will allow you to analyze and find the great things about your life and put a plan in place to expand and grow them. All of these episodes that I've put together are fucking legit, man. All of this stuff works so amazingly. And you can see that I don't use any notes. I don't have any notes. I don't write any dot points or anything. And do I say the same thing over and over again? Yes. Why? Because if you only hear it once, it's not going to stick. You got to hear it over and over again. And why don't I have any notes? Because I know this shit like the back of my hand, because I've been spending the last 3 years growing and developing myself doing that. And now I get to live a 6-figure lifestyle from my laptop and go anywhere the hell I want. I've just been in New Zealand for 3 weeks. I'm off to the Gold Coast for 5 days. And I've been working and earning 2,000 plus a week that whole time. It's because I employ all of these strategies, and it's because I dedicate myself to them, and I dedicate myself to teaching them to others. and people pay me for teaching these strategies. And I don't take notes because I've mastered it. And this video is about helping you master your life as well, master your business. If you're an entrepreneur, master these strategies and you'll be a multi-millionaire, a billionaire. You'll have complete happiness within yourself and you'll be able to live your life in perpetual fulfillment like I do. So, take 100% responsibility for everything that happens to you. Stop fucking blaming other people and other external circumstances. Start taking responsibility and start owning your own life, taking control of yourself, your actions, your decisions, your thoughts, and knowing that you have the complete power in your life to live it however the hell you want.